Hey there guys, it is Vizonex and I am here today with a different video than what I'm used to because lo and behold, if you see my community posts, you will know that my computer where I've got most of my historical stuff done on, it's long gone. However, it's due to something in like RAM management that I haven't been able to completely wrap my head around just yet. But however, we are starting to readjust back into the things a little bit, even though this new computer is just a lot more powerful and it's something that I was not ready for at all. And it's questioning me on a lot of stuff, especially like development, since I develop a lot of Python, sometimes a little bit of C, and sometimes very rarely a little bit of C++. So, yeah, let me get started with this. First of all, let me show you the performance actually. It's extremely good. We have like 20 gigabytes of RAM, which I think is more than enough. Like, if I were to run something like artificial intelligence on this thing, or even my own version of, like, for example, like ChatGPT, I could get it to run on this computer just fine, and nothing would totally or completely be eaten up. However, my CPU, on the other hand, is a little bit lackluster. I mean, we only have 4 cores. However, I think really it's the RAM that I think most people are going to be interested in. Now, we could basically render anything under the sun now, and I should even be able to run like stuff like Cyberpunk without any, if not too much lag, so to say. But I could be wrong on that. Um, now, enough with the specs. Let me tell you some other stuff. Now the touchpad for it is not working. It was working on Windows 11. However, I have moved straight to Windows 10 because Windows 11 felt did not feel like home, and it did not feel like something I could ever get used to. In fact, it felt like garbage. Is what I'm gonna really say. And I think after Windows 10 hits end of life, I'm going to completely just move to Linux Mint, no doubt, because I have started getting used to using Ubuntu on top of that. So, like, really, there's that. Like, I think that, like, storage wise, I should be fine for who knows how long. Like, I mean, this is really good. Like, I have pretty much a terabyte of storage on hand. I'm not sure where the other, like, SD comes from, but I do have a local disk, so that's good. Like, I could probably have like multiple profiles with this computer. I could get a virtual machine to test some of my things out. So that'll be good. Um, there is some changes I've made to my documents folder compared to my last computer, which is now I have completely built a development folder instead of having a bunch of folders right here. I have just turned into one folder. And the way I'm sorting this out is that here will be my C++ stuff, it'll be my Python stuff, it'll be my software. There's nothing really in software right now, so we'll go straight to Python libraries. I was able to salvage and rescue my version of WinLoop, so that's in here. And then here's 2 other libraries that are coming soon. This is for the RAMU RNG stuff, and I will show that. And then I'll show you what Yarnet is going to be, because these 2 Python libraries are extremely exciting. But basically, I figured out that there could be a faster way to run the random module, and that is by completely changing the inner workings of random itself and using something like this instead. And the nice thing is that it is under a Apache license. So theoretically, I could use a multi-license like I did with Windloop and use Apache and MIT. So really excited. I need a drink. My lips are totally chapped. Here's a sec. Okay. Um. Yeah. Let me explain more about what's coming. But this, I might write all this in Python, and I wanted to wrap it under a like a class object for each of these different instances. And then when it comes to seeding I did look at the papers and I found this is supposed to be split mix 64, split mix 32, and these can be actually used to seed each of the states before running them. So that'll be nice. I am going to make sure I give credit back to the authors that I took this from, and this was in the paper itself for this thing. But it'll be very similar to the random standard library. It should have all the standard functions and all that, but I wanted it to be faster than the Twister version of Python that uses MT 19377, I believe. I might have the numbers wrong, but it is MT. I want it to be faster than MT. But let me show you guys the other library that I'm working on for Python, and that is going to be Yarnet. Now, what is Yarnet, you might ask? Well, it is yet another request networking enumeration tool for asynchronous Python. And one of the things that I'm working on here is making it so that you can bind arguments and a command line to a context argument that can be passed to whatever website session you want to build. In fact, hey, look, I even built a little example to demonstrate just what this will be able to do. Let me put this in full screen so that you can see this better. But it's going to allow me to basically configure AO HTTP a little bit faster, and it also will allow me to store different website instances on top of each other, like with how Cirx is built. Now, this would be a perfect example for something like Cirx, where you would need to configure all this stuff up. What context is for binding things like proxies into your application. And in fact, I'm going to control click and I'm going to show you this. But I am using adders for this, since adders is a little bit better than data classes. But here is the way I'm going to do it, and that is that we're using Python socks, since Python socks is the lower level of AO HTTP socks. In fact, AO HTTP socks is actually built on top of Python socks, and that's going to be used to help me build the proxy support for AO HTTP. Now, what is exciting about this is that you'll be able to create all sorts of different types of OSINT tools, and you'll be able to enumerate over tons, if not thousands, of websites at a time. And you'll be able to do it in a object-oriented format. So that'll be really exciting when I get this library released. I am a little bit worried about the mandating of 2FA, that I'm going to have to download some special app on my phone. Now, the problem with this is that I do not own my own stuff in that field yet, because I still live with my mom and dad, and I would have to ask them to get me the 2FA stuff if PyPI is going to mandate that I'm going to have to download a 2FA app. So that is the only real hiccup if I am going to continue making Python libraries. Now, I did get the next version of WinLoop out of the way, and I will show that in just a little bit. But there's also Tor support built into the context, so no need to ever worry about the Tor stuff ever again. I wanted to make sure that anything related to Tor could be immediately binded into these three arguments, which is the command to reach Tor, the control port, and the whether or not we're going to use Tor. And then there's also the controller for stem and Tor process, but they don't get initialized until later. But anyways, that is that for Yarnet. Let's go on to WinLoop and all of the updates made. There is a new version of WinLoop called 0.1.0, and I made another video about WinLoop as a presentation because I never knew if I would ever be able to attend PyCon, so I made that video in case. But there is some new stuff, and that new stuff can be actually found in the init file. The changes made are pretty minimal, but as you're going to see, the change that I made was that I added in the run wrapper that was seen in UV loop, and it has proper typing as well, which is very nice. I actually really like that, and I always try to make sure that my credit goes where I find each piece that I want. Now, be warned that the event loop policy is going to change to this by 1.2, or should I say by 1.2. I am going to put like try to make sure that I can put in like some sort of warning into the win loop policy that everyone needs to move to this one right here. I mostly did this as a vanity decoration, and this could all certainly change. But I wanted to make sure that it was still around mainly for backwards compatibility until I no longer support it. And yeah, there's that. Most of my tests are not here. I wasn't able to salvage those, unfortunately, but we can always get those back, and then we can always get everything back and up to speed. There is nothing in my C folder yet, and software there's nothing in it as well, so no need to show that. But anyways, you guys, I hope you all are really excited. I am still trying to work my way back up to speed with everything going on. And I hope that 2024 will yield some greater results. I mean, we already have two very exciting Python libraries coming that I need to bring to GitHub at some point. I already got 2FA enabled on GitHub because that was already mandated, but I need to remember to do the PyPI stuff. I don't think there's any real tutorials out yet for that, and I hope someone makes one because, oh boy, does adding 2FA to PyPI sounds very confusing to me. Anyways, I hope you like this update. Glad I got a new computer. I definitely need to get a touchpad or the touchpad drivers. I am trying to fix that with my. So if anyone has an IdeaPad 1i and they know how to get a touchpad, because I'm going to show you guys my device manager really fast. There's nothing personal on it that I know about, but if anyone knows how to get the this is my the mouse I plugged in, by the way. Ain't the touchpad. If anyone knows how to fix the touchpad and get that into this computer, please put that in the comments below, because I have done everything in my power to try and get my touchpad to work on Windows 10. It did work on 11, which means that yeah. But yeah, if anyone knows how to fix this, please let me know down in the comments. Love to hear back from you. I'll put a link in the description to the laptop itself because I got it for quite the steal, actually. $400 for this thing, not bad at all. In fact, it's not even a hard pill for me to swallow. But okay, that is it. I love you all. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you on the next video. I hope you're excited for this. I hope you all have a great 2024. Bye now.